first, we're going to cut out some of this backing so it fits in our frame here. Set this aside, grab our felt fabric here. You don't have to be pretty with this, because you're going to be cutting it all out here anyway. We can get rid of some of this excess. That'd be neat. So I can do like put it on my head and have a perspective. So we're going to be doing this today on our Butterfly 1501. So I was going to, what are you doing? Come on, get closer. Come on, don't be shy. We can get a better view of the screen. So we're going to show you really how this software works to help us basically make a grid of all the patches that we want to do. Because if you're doing production, you want to make as many as you possibly can. So what's really cool is we'll go in here, and on this screen here, this is where we're going to set up our grid. So we have all our scaling, all our positioning correct. Now what we want to do is set up how many times we want this thing to sew out. So we have this little neat feature here where it says repetition times, and you can choose your X and your Y axis. So we'll have to do a little bit of math, but that's fine. Let's say we want to do like 6. So we'll do, I don't know, 3 across. So we'll set 3 for the X axis, and then 2 for the Y axis. So we'll have a total of 6, but we'll have it where it's 3 across and 2 up and down. And so underneath there we have the repetition interval, because look at this. If I hit this button here, it's going to give us a preview of everything that's going to be sewn out, which, wow, looks like there's only one thing being sewn out now. But if we change this repetition interval, let's put it to 50 by 50. Let it load up here. So you notice now that there's more than just one being sewn out. So we want these guys to be spaced farther apart because we want to be able to cut around them and make sure everything looks nice and clean. So we're going to adjust this interval a little bit more. Let's say 75. What does that get us? So that's a little bit better, and there's a little bit of guesswork in here just to judge how many millimeters apart you want them, because it's going to base it off the center of the design, how far you want the centers of the designs to be off from each other. So they're good height-wise. So now what we can do is we can actually, with the Y-axis, kind of increase it a little bit more. Actually, let's keep that 75. They're kind of close together on the X-axis, so we'll raise that up to something like 90. We'll see where we're at when we do our little preview here. So that seems perfectly fine there. We could get them a little bit closer just to be a little bit more efficient with our fabric, so we'll bump that back down to about 85. Do one more preview just to get a better idea of how everything's going to be sewn out. So yeah, that's looking good. So next we're going to go on to pick the colors. So we're going to go on screen number 3. So it's all one white color right now, but if we go through here, we can change all the different colors to whatever we want. So what's really cool is the machine's colors are matched up to our thread spools that we have actually on the physical machine. So we go through here and say this black's going to go for the center heart here. Let's do kind of like a paint color. So we'll go with this guy here. This darker right here, let's go with red. And why don't we do one more red for this outside heart, so it kind of looks like that. And we'll go back to this outline, and we want to make that outline dark to have that contrast. So we'll hit it, make it black. So once we get all our colors selected, we can move on to screen number 4. Now, the way the software works, it's going to base the center of the design off of the first thing that it sews out. So it's not going to be exactly into the center of your fabric. It's going to be up and to the left. So like say I'm going to get this fabric centered, and I'll show you just to give you a little bit better idea. Let me get this fabric centered up here. Okay, so if I were to go and do a trace right now, it's going to put us way on the outside of that fabric. So what we're going to want to do is scoot this guy over. So what we're going to want to do is scoot this guy over to the right some more. So let's see where that puts us.